Quorthon, Thomas Börje Forsberg, 17 February 1966, 3 June 2004, better known by the stage name Quorthon, was a Swedish singer, songwriter, musician and record producer. He was one of the founders as well as the sole songwriter of the band Bathory, which pioneered the black metal genre and is credited with creating the Viking metal style. A multi-instrumentalist, Quorthon wrote the music and lyrics on all of Bathory's albums and performed vocals and guitars. Career. Quorthon formed Bathory in 1983 when he was 17 years old, after briefly playing in the Oi band Stridskuk, which also featured drummer Johan Jarl Elvin and bass player Rickard Ribben Bergman, who later played on early Bathory demos and, in the case of Bergman, albums. He recorded his early albums together with the help of his father Börje Forsberg, who was also the head of the Swedish record label Tyfon Gramophon that would go on to release most of Bathory's albums through the subsidiary Black Mark. The first album was recorded in the garage of Schlager writer Peter Himmelstrand, dubbed Studio Heaven Shore. During the mid to late 1980s, live performances by Bathory were rare. Albums from this period contributed to the then burgeoning black metal subgenre, and rare photographs of the band helped in part to define its image. Beginning in the 1990s, Quorthon took full control of Bathory, choosing to forego performing live in order to spend time recording music with hired musicians, as well changing style from the black metal of the 1980s to a slower, heavier style dubbed Viking metal, due to its lyrics being focused on Norse mythology. From this point onward, he also played bass guitar on almost all of his albums, and mostly used a drum machine or a session drummer. Quorthon also personally paid for the production of Bathory's only music video for the song One Road to Asabe, taken from their fifth studio album, Hammerheart. The video was shown on MTV Headbangers Ball, though Quorthon had not yet seen it at the time he was interviewed for the program. In 1993, Quorthon set Bathory aside and recorded and released 2 albums under the name Quorthon. The first, called Album, was released in 1994. The final 2 solo releases emerged in 1997, Purity of Essence and the EP When Our Day Is Through. The albums released under the Quorthon moniker were more rock-oriented than Bathory's black/Viking metal style. While working on these albums, he found new inspiration to continue composing music for Bathory. Bathory's next albums were in a retro thrash metal style, before he veered towards his Viking metal style once again, especially on the Nordland Saga. Death. On 3 June 2004, Quorthon was found dead in his apartment in Stockholm, Sweden. The cause of his death was a congenital heart defect. He was 38 years old. Discography. As Bathory, Scandinavian Metal Attack 1984, Bathory 1984, The Return 1985, Under the Sign of the Black Mark 1987, Bloodfire Death 1988, Hammerheart 1990, Twilight of the Gods 1991, Jubileum Volume I 1992, Jubileum Volume Roman II 1993, Requiem 1994, Octagon 1995, Blood on Ice 1996, Jubileum Volume Roman III 1998, Destroyer of Worlds 2001, Nordland I 2002, Nordland Roman II 2003. As Quorthon. Album 1994, When Our Day Is Through 1997, Purity of Essence 1997,